there, welcome to my channel. My name's Soji Sakata. I'm a gender-fluid cat cybernetic VTuber, but what you might not know is that I'm also an ASE certified master tech in auto and light truck. At least I used to be. That expired like a year ago, but we won't tell anybody. But yeah, I'm a mechanic. Day to day, I make my living keeping a roof over my head and keeping food in my belly and the bills paid. I do that by working on cars. And I thought it'd be a fun thing to do, considering I have not only the experience, but the certifications to prove it, that it would be a fun thing to react to mechanical fail channels like Just Rolled In and a handful of others. I can't remember all of their names at the moment. Just Rolled In is the one I know. He's probably my favorite channel out there. I have not watched this channel in quite some time, kind of in preparation for this thought. I've had this thought of making reaction content to him for a while now. It's one of the best mechanical channels out there because you really do see some of this just ridiculous nonsense roll through the shop. So I have not been watching his channel. That way I think it's been, how long has it been since the last time I watched? Here it is. 7 months ago, I watched one video. And since then, I have not watched, hardly anything. Oh, there's another one over a year ago. Everything else I haven't watched. Yeah, another one over a year ago. It's been a long time. So I'm excited to go through. We're just going to start every video. I'm going to kind of maybe watch, I don't know, 1 to 2 of the short ones. We'll see how long it takes. Especially ones like these 31 minutes. That will be a video on its own if I choose to do those. But for now, we're going to start with the simple ones, 8, 7 minutes, 9, those kind of lengths. And I'm going to stop when I have something to say about them and kind of just react to them and go from there. So with that being said, let's quit yapping and get into it. Real quick, make sure you hit the like and subscribe down below. Helps me a ton. And if you want to watch me do sim racing content and maybe stop in and say hi on a live stream, I stream semi-frequently, twitch.tv/SojiSakata. Give me a follow there and you'll get pinged anytime I go live. Let's get into the videos. Customer states DIY death trap declines repairs. Oh boy. Worst thing a customer can say is, well, I tried to do it myself.
Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Just Rolled In.
Okay, we got a Kia.
Patched my tire myself.
Oh
But
no.
it still leaks. Yeah, I think that's supposed to go on the inside.
It indeed is. That patch is designed for the inside of a tire. There are plugs you can push through from the outside, but that is a patch. You're supposed to like grind the inside of the tire down to make a smooth surface for it to seal to. That's not how that
The
works.
sales department took a Durango in on trade.
What
but
on?
They didn't look to see how the previous owner had mounted the subs.
Oh no. Oh, you don't drill holes in your floorboard for subwoofers. That's such a bad idea.
This lady came in stating her new tires were riding rough. He'd
What?
apparently driven through fresh asphalt, and it was all over.
Oh, people. If the road's closed, don't drive
This
on it.
lifted F-250 was brought in for a shutting off while driving concern and towed in. The customer forgot to mention that it has an insane death wobble.
Oh,
This is the diagnosis test drive after the first repair had already been made. The customer had extended his starter wire and left so much room that the wire was rubbing against the frame when it wobbled and ground it out from the frame. It
Oh
ended
my
up being a combo of that and the hood stack that melted through a few wires that would also shut the truck off when the truck would shake.
oh my God. Okay, so right off the bat, straight axle trucks have major problems with death wobble, and you have to keep up on the front end maintenance or they drive like crap. Thank God we don't work on big trucks where I work. But B, don't extend your wiring. There's a reason it is the length that is. It's okay to do it for like a very short amount, like you buy a pigtail and replace it. Sometimes it'll come with an extra couple of inches. That's a little different. But you have to make sure if it is longer that you have it secured, because it will chafe and do this kind of thing. That could have done a lot more damage. This guy's lucky he didn't do more damage than he did. Wow. Some of the stuff you see.
Truck shut off.
Strawberry lemonade.
Uh-oh.
Look at that.
What do I...
Still what?
Is that...
Now you got 5 quarts. I bet they put 6 quarts in it.
Is that
He
coolant?
has not the right fluid either.
Customer
What just...
states.
Hang on a minute. That's coming out of the... Oh, that's the diff! Oh, no! Oh, it took me a minute. I'm so used to looking at front-wheel drive cars, I thought that was the transmission. Oops. I think that's the diff, isn't it? I think that's a front differential.
Look at that.
Oh, God, the Prinks tires. That I'm going to go on another rant about this someday. The rubber on your tires is literally the only thing on your car that should ever touch the ground. Why the crap would you buy off-brand weird tires? Like, I get they're budget-friendly. There's a reason they're cheap. They are not good. But yeah, so somebody put... I can't tell if that's a front diff or not. I don't know. Something... I'm not sure what that's trying to be there. If that's a front diff, that's bad.
He has not the right fluid either.
That's way too much fluid,
Customer
too.
states steering wheel shaky on turns.
Oh, ooh.
That's terrifying.
How is that? Okay, yeah, so that's the steering column, and it's completely gone bad, like broken bad. That car should be removed from service immediately. That steering wheel, if it gets any worse, will fall off, potentially, and then you have no way to steer your truck. Also, don't patch the sidewall of tires like this. That's like trying to put a Band-Aid on an arterial wound. It's not gonna hold.
Rolled in with the inside wall of a tire that's 4 years old in terrible condition. Being only 5 millimeters across with light cracks, you'd think that this would be dangerous.
Yikes.
This vehicle rolled in for MOT testing. The technician found a knife, and the customer couldn't say why it was there.
I mean, people keep knives in their truck. I don't... Okay.
Jar down here. Kind of a...
What the...
Yeah, I definitely know that's not factory. And, I got a feeling I know what it is. And sure enough, the hoses are running to
Ha!
mass airflow sensor. And what looks like the valve cover
What?
breather. I don't know why you'd want to run it there. But this is a hydrogen generator.
Yeah.
Which is basically a heating element inside of...
So he's trying to generate, it's basically an electrolysis to help get more oxygen and hydrogen to the motor. The thought is that if you inject a little bit of hydrogen, or I've seen other people try to do it with oxygen as well, trying to contain the oxygen and funnel it into the motor to get more oxygen into the motor. Of course, more air and more fuel and more spark equals more power. Hence why turbos are efficient. I've seen that done as well, but the problem is here is that's so old that the lid on the jar has cracked and it's leaking. So, not to mention these homebrew versions don't really work very often.
Solution that creates hydrogen running into the intake manifold.
That's on a Corvette, by the way.
An older lady came in with a Jeep explaining that she has electrical issues going on. Once the shop lifted up the hood and cover, they found that she had mice living in the engine, which had made a nest and chewed up everything. She claims she took it to Jeep themselves after the shop told her about it.
That's not good. So rodents like eating wires, and if you ever find mice in your engine bay, get a shop vac, something, vacuum out that nest. Don't use air because it'll just blow everything everywhere, and that's a lot of nasty. But use a vacuum, suck out as much as you possibly can, and then zip tie dryer sheets to anything in the car that is not going to get hot. Like a good thing is like air conditioning lines. They'll get hot-ish, but not like so hot it's going to catch fire. But zip tie them to that, battery cables, like wiring harnesses, anything like that. Mice hate the smell of dryer sheets, bounce in particular. Not sure why. I have parents who live in the country. We've had troubles with field mice for years chewing up our headliners and wiring, and that fixes it. Change them every year, bounce dryer sheets. Keep the mice out of your car. Now, What the... Sir, how much gas did you put in it? How'd you even get it that
Customer
full?
came in with this new brake disc that he had bought.
What the...
Customer said to the tech, just drill it yourself.
How did that even happen? There's no holes for the lug nuts. Or for the lug bolts, whatever you have, for the studs. Drill it yourself. Yeah, right. For those of you who don't know, there are usually 4 or 5 lug nuts, sometimes 6 up to 8 on a car. If you have a smart car, you have 3 because they're weird. But they have to be exactly perfect, like machine shop level of fitment, because you're talking down to the point, a tenth of a millimeter. You can't just drill that. How did that even make it out of the factory? Somebody's not quality checking stuff. That's hilarious.
After declining that, he raged and made the technician responsible that he had to drive off with old brakes.
Oh god, the hoarder
Customer
cars.
states,
We have... let me get Will back. We have had to work on these vehicles before. I've actually started turning some of them away for the weight concerns of the vehicle. Automotive lifts have a weight limit on them. They're only designed to lift up to a certain weight. And I had somebody come in. These newer cars are starting out, already heavier. Modern day Chrysler Pacificas are 6,000 pounds already. So when you stuff all of this crap inside of it, yeah, your scale can start tipping your car can start tipping the scale at sometimes 7,500 pounds. And on a 10-year-old rack with a 8,000 pound weight limit, that's pushing things, because you're on an old rack that used to be good to 10 or 8,000 when it was new. Now that it's old, it's certainly weakened a little bit, so you kind of always keep that in mind. I have turned people away for this, or for the fear of, on older, rustier cars, the car breaking in half due to the stress of the weight in it. I will never understand hoarders. Wow, that's a lot.
customer states, can I just
Oh.
have an oil change, please?
Yeah, no, you can't just have an oil change. You're not going to be able to drive that car out of there. How did that even... Oh, the bottom of the disc is missing. $5 says that this got... Because that definitely wasn't the text doing. It's rusty there. So that means this car's been sitting like this for a while. I would bet this is a pothole damage scenario and it's been sitting.
This is how one morning started at the shop. The sales had just sold this 24 Silverado 1500 with the airbag light on.
So,
Okay. What the... What is that spot?
Customer states car won't start.
Oh, mouse inside. Bounce dryer sheets. I'm telling you. Yeah, that's a mess to try to clean that up. And what on earth? This engine had water in it. Yeah, you can see, look, right here. You can see how the oil is like separating right here on this flat surface? Obviously the rust as well, but you can actually see the water in the oil. Ugh.
It had 37,000 miles on the odometer.
What? Oh, I could tell you why. It's a Ecotech. These motors are junk. Somebody didn't take care of their Ecotech, and yeah. Yeah, because there's the other big key. It's an Ecotech. The timing chain guide that always fails, and a missing timing chain. These things pitch timing chains all the time. Horrible motors.
Customer states they have battery acid in the cable.
got battery acid migration all the way up to the fuse block, having all sorts of electrical issues.
Oh, God.
This is one
That's-
of only
ugh.
108 in the world. 500 horsepower, V8 minivan with over 300,000 miles on it, and it just rolled into the bay for some electrical issues.
Ooh, that's cool. What? I didn't know they made that. Oh, AMG, yeah. Should have known.
And this vehicle rolled in with this DIY brake assembly.
All right there. If your brake pad doesn't make full contact with your brake rotor, you're doing it wrong. That should never happen. I had a customer bring me a van just like this once, and it turned out he had bought the right size rotors, but he had purchased the calipers that accommodated the larger rotors, and this exact thing happened. So we ended up having to replace 2 brand new brake calipers and a set of brand new brake pads. Luckily, the rotor wasn't harmed. It had taken a slight amount of wear, but nothing that wasn't, unserviceable. But yeah, he bought 2 calipers, a set of pads and rotors, and then had to go out and buy 2 more calipers and another set of pads. Make sure the parts you're buying are right. Yeah, that's so dangerous. Oh my god. Yeah, that right there is a giveaway that something is wrong.
Customer states,
Ooh.
I have to take my 8 beautiful children and wife on a 670-kilometer long trip. Are these safe to drive on?
Oh my god. So what you're seeing is when a tire's run flat, the materials it's made of are made in layers. And as they chafe and wear when the tire's flat, it compromises it. And that lets air seep into the outside layer of the tire, and that's why this tire looks like it has some horrendous disease or something. It's just air pockets, but ugh.
This one rolled in because some students had tried to jumpstart an electric car last night.
Oh no, that's a golf cart. That is a golf cart. They tried to jumpstart an electric car. I don't even want to know what they hooked it up to.
Say, it didn't go over well. Another shop had installed a used engine for this vehicle. During the job, a junkyard bolt was accidentally dropped behind the flywheel, which the other shop hadn't noticed and had bolted everything together. The customer somehow drove a few hundred miles before that bolt tore through the oil galley plug on the back of the 2.5-liter Camry engine. Eventually rolled into this shop and got yet another motor installed.
Oh, that's a monster leak. Wow. So yeah, that's the definition of bad day. Somebody's definitely gonna be hurting after that repair because that's gonna be expensive.
A while ago, I talked about how.
Wait. What is this hub for? Why is there a 5-bolt pattern with 2 studs in it, and a 4-bolt inner pattern for? This cannot be. That's big. Yeah, look at that hammer. That's car sized. What is this for?
When I take wheels off, if I break wheel studs, it's a customer's concern. Right here's the reason why. See that? Right there? See that rust? These things just broke off. This is what they should look like. Now, somebody called me out on that. He's like, ooh, lawsuit. Well, no. You own the rust. You own the vehicle. You own the maintenance that you have not been doing. Now, not only does it need 5 new studs on each side, it also needs a drum for each side because these drums are so badly rusted. That's the reason why these broke. Lack of maintenance, not cleaning these drums every time you take the wheels off.
This southern mechanic sends his greetings to his colleagues up north.
Oh, that's just rude. For those of you who don't know, that's a wheel bearing he's pulling out. This part right here, that's a what we call a hub assembly. The wheel bearing is part of it. The cable is the ABS speed sensor, and here where I live in Ohio, this hole right here will get full of sediment, corrosion, rust, whatever, and it will actually pack until it seizes that bearing in there. And the only way to get them out safely is to take, and you have to unhook the sensor and stuff usually, and then you just take a massive hammer and hit it from behind with that steering knuckle turned, and you just beat the crap out of it until it comes out. And he just pulled it off of there barehanded. You, sir, suck for that. I want to work on cars like that, and we don't get that crap here in the north. I'm jealous. Oh, that seems illegal.
2025 with 5,000 miles rolled in with the customer stating, massive oil leak. The technician found a crack in the block at the turbo drain passage behind the motor mount with no technical faults with the valve train or the bottom end, just a bad casting.
Oh, and that hurts because that wipes out the whole motor. That is rough. That's a bad day because that's a fully working, perfectly fine motor. But it's like having a $1 million house on a bad foundation. Doesn't matter how good the rest of it is. If the foundation isn't savable, it's toast, and you can't fix that. That's all cast. That sucks. It's an expensive day.
Citroen C3. Customer complaint, no clutch. The vehicle would start and move while in neutral. Inspection found a failed clutch fork, clutch kit, flywheel, and slave cylinder, all needing replacement.
Oh my god. Chewy. So this is the friction disc of the clutch, and the parts you saw laying over there, I have to assume were parts of the throwout bearing. Somebody doesn't know how to drive stick, and this thing is just wiped. I mean, that is trademark. I don't know how to drive stick, and I'm burning my clutch up. Levels of clutch damage.
Okay,
Oof.
this is what hard-on coating gets you. We talk about this all the time. This customer didn't know that much better, and he was going in for his yearly touch-ups, and this is what they're touching up over. It's all coming off. You can see it's still rusting like crazy. Look at the underbody of the truck. But you can see in a lot of areas, 2018 truck bought in 2023.
So this is not that uncommon in where I live to have levels of rust like that. This is actually pretty clean for my area. But we have started advising people to stop undercoating with rubberized undercoating now, as it actually seals moisture in and causes it to rot out faster. We have gone to a process called, it's not actually oil that they use, but it's oil coating is what we call it. They use a chemical like fluid film. If you're not familiar with that is, you can Google it. And it basically sprays on the bottom of the car, and it's kind of an oily feel to it. But as it dries, it will form a barrier, and it acts like oil. So what happens is it'll dry to this like oil gelatin almost is what it feels like. And of course, anything that works like oil doesn't mix with water or salt. So all the salt and the water off the road hit that oily kind of goop and just kind of slide and fall back off. It's way more efficient, and it also lets trapped water that's underneath of the slime escape back out from the car, but it won't let much back in, so it works a lot better. But yeah, rubberized undercoating, not a thing anymore. People still do it, but not advisable. Ooh.
Just got back from the shop video.
That
Door
is.
gap. No door gap.
That's a little tight for a pro shop.
No brakes on the slide pins, so the front brakes were dragging and smoking going down the road.
Oof.
So I took the pads off to deglaze them, and then look at that. Loose nuts on the adapters.
Buddy, you need...
Sensor is welded in at the top, so it's going to burn out pretty quick. They're supposed to be welded in about here. There's a nice vent for the transmission.
Oof.
Nice vent for the axle. It's a real nice place to put the flex line for the brakes, so that the axle hits it and the suspension tears through the hose. This is a real nice master cylinder that already leaks brake fluid everywhere from somewhere. Haven't even found that out yet. And the same thing on this side.
This is a classic truck with a full rest.
No grease in there.
Wow.
There's no grease in there.
Buddy, at this point, do it yourself.
There's no grease in anything.
Hey, whoever you're going to, stop going to them.
You can submit clips
Oh
that
my
you personally
goodness.
filmed on our website at justrolledyt.com.
That's a
I hope
shame.
you enjoyed this video, and please consider leaving a like.
That is a crying shame. That is a sweet ride and a cool car. And it's a shame to see a truck like that get that kind of treatment. Because, I mean, let me see if I can go back. Where's it at? Nope, too far. I want to get... There it is. Look at that beauty of a truck. Old GMC. That's a... Oh, man, that hurts. You can tell. This guy's out working his garage. An old Milwaukee sitting on the bumper. That is a car guy through and through. I love it. Ah, but yeah, that was some good ones right there. That was a whole lot of. Some of those are not the customer's fault. Some of them are. In this case, that was the shop's fault. I mean, that is I can see from here that's a Vortec engine cover. So this is an LS swap new truck, or old truck with a new powertrain in it and a frame off restoration. Somebody cut a lot of corners. That's whatever shop did that, you should be embarrassed. But some of the stuff you see in the industry. But thank you all for watching. This was a fun one. I think I'm going to do a few more of these. So expect these to drop every few days or so while I'm going through these. Hopefully going to keep up on that schedule. But until then, and until next time, my name's Soji, and I'm out. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Give me a follow on Twitch, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.